Yeah.
Right, we're going to be going to Overpass, gents. What do we think is going to happen here?
Ooh, Overpass.
Vitality have looked good on this map. Vitality have looked excellent at this map. The way that they are able to incorporate Masuta, I think they do a better job on Overpass than they've done on nearly every map. The way that he's able to fly in with entry, with supporting flashes, along with the way that he's that support player at that B bomb site, or sometimes they'll flash for him, sometimes he's flashing for other people. They have made this map look like a home map for them at times. OG did take them admittedly to 4 overtimes earlier at this tournament, but I think that was an overperformance from OG.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see, actually, given how much Big love these shenanigans, having like little setups here or there. Like, Overpass is one of the best maps in the pool for that kind of playstyle. So we'll see what shenanigans they show us here off the bat. They'll be on that CT side, so not actually... I mean, playing it pretty standard here. 4 towards B, 1 sort of initially spotting towards the fountain position. Very, very, very standard stuff coming from Big, very safe. Kind of a good catch-all type of setup, and that's very interesting. Shox has to use the smoke to get out of this position. Definitely not ideal, but he will escape, so that's the most important thing. He has that P250 as well, doesn't want to give that away. And in the meantime, the rest of Vitality start to press towards this A side, and it's fair to say that Big knows what's going on.
Ooh. Can they get the kill? That's a good start. Keto will take one from the back of the head. Gary and Masuta, though, are changing the fortunes of Vitality, or trying to, but things are going from bad to worse. The bomb's been dropped, and that leaves Shox. Shox and a pistol clutch on Overpass. We've seen this before. He's well equipped with a P250 on that T side.
Oh,
We've
goodness!
Oh my god! That was nasty, but there's 2 more that's possible. We could see more just absolute violence on these big players. He's looking in the poison to catch Xantares. So can he find the pop? He's trying to, but Xantares, quite the aimer himself, will finish him off. Oh man, that was a great way to start the game.
Yeah, Big really proactive on their CT side. You saw them push out the monster, and again, as you said, Shox had to use his flash and smoke just to stay alive in that situation. Would have loved to have it for a bomb site take or whatnot. But that push allowed Vitality to rush towards A for the most part, and Big had 3 people there. So great micro adjustment by Big to, mainly from Tabson, to over-rotate really early.
Very close to this steps position, looking to make the money. And the MP9 will be dropped by Tizian, but he's done a really solid amount of damage here, so should really be possible for too much more from Vitality. Taps in with an enormously advantageous position. Using the jumping there really effectively will actually allow them to trade onto Tabson. But here goes Searson with his flank, so I doubt they're ever going to expect this. And they are really low, so should be a guaranteed couple kills coming through for Big. Although Vitality moving pretty quick, but Searson will still be able to get the flank on one, and that's the bomb as well. Masuta, I think his position is actually known, especially now he's making some running sounds. Should be an easy kill here for Searson. It's always nice when your AWPer can get the SMG money. And there we go, 2-0. Big will deal quite nicely with the second round save, and now it's going to be the another save round here for Vitality. Actually, how much did they invest? Was that actually a full 4 spot?
Yeah, it was.
Right, it looked like just Glocks. They melted, man.
Yeah.
They melted.
Obviously, they thought it would go the same way as Dust too. They went back and forth, but no. Big will completely deny them.
How confident Big is pushing? Sorry, go ahead.
Go on, don't be shy. Give it a try.
I was gonna say, and how confident Big's been pushing on these rounds. I would say Vitality has to make an entrance here. Oh, that thought.
Oh!
Oh, the numbers game is not going to work out for them. We've seen problems with this before, the double Molotovs, but still one gets towards Playground. That can be a mini flank, but that can't be the result Big were expecting. Now, the plus side for them is that there is no Kevlar in this situation. Searson needs to be careful. You don't want to play the headshot angles where you can be swarmed upon, and they will be. Look at the trades, they're so consistent from Vitality. They've got no armor. They are nude, they're naked. They have nothing with which to defend themselves but violence, bullets in the face. Vitality will split. Zayu has the bomb. They're joining forces around these bogs. Keto going on the outside. At least he can't be flanked in this situation. His back is safe for a time. 1 minute on the clock, and it is guesswork for Vitality. Even with all these frags, they only have 1 rifle, 1 pistol. Shox is going to be the man doing the fishing. The health probably doesn't matter too much between them because 1 bullet will do so much damage anyway. And see Keto only just now starting to come in through the toilets. Now, if he goes down the connector stairs and drops a HE towards the site as they're planting, that could be an atrocity for Vitality, but he will go towards A.
He needs to find a kit, though, if he wants to have a chance to win this round. It'd be too difficult. There he goes.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good step.
All right. He's going to have to try to isolate these 2 Vitality players in order to bring this one back for Big. This was not a round that they should have lost, but their aggression got the better of him. And, he makes some noise now towards water. Has to find these kills instantly. Nade will not connect, and already on the flank is Shox. But can he find Zywoo? Cannot. All right. Well, he found him, and Zywoo was ready to meet him with a couple of bullets. And, man, that's a rough round to lose if you're Big. That was 4 MP9s.
It's a really rough round.
That was a full save, too.
Yeah, that was just a couple upgraded pistols, and now Big, in usual fashion, will force into the round. Surson is able to buy an op, though, and that might surprise Vitality just a bit because they were able to win on a round such as that.
It is crazy how he's always able to calculate the money and just always guarantee an AWP. It's pretty amazing to see that, because as you say, it just always creates a win condition for Big, and we'll see what he can do. There's a lot of players towards this fountain, well, this party area, or playground I should say, and fountain, and so there's certainly going to be no lack of targets for Searson in this round. That said, they are letting Searson do everything by himself towards A at the moment, as they have all the rest of the team of Big towards the B-bomb site. So Searson really is such an important factor in this round, and he has to take risks. You can see there, he was just popping out to see if anybody has progressed towards the party position, and then back towards long again, just checking everything, just patrolling the area like he's some kind of NPC. And we'll have to see what he's able to do here. They are closing in on him. They're going to be dropping real close here. Oh, he's not going to be able to get away. Well played by Vitality. Very slow. They didn't nade anything off. They just had really good spacing. And they trade that kill. And I wonder if they'll pick up the orb. Vitality don't have control towards the B side of the map. They may commit into A here. And this is now where Big have stacked. So Big might have a chance in this one still. Especially with Tizian in this position. This is a good spot.
Yeah, his angle is really brutal. He's made the right play. Masuta's not going to be ready for it. And he looks to swing with his teammate now. Tizian trying to get more done. The bomb's on the floor though. 19 seconds on the clock in a 2 versus 2 make it 1 as Keto is on the fight. Will expect this bomb still needs to cross. It's 1 versus 1 now. He takes the fight. The long spray down. He's still going for it. 9 seconds on the clock. Going for the reload. Quick jiggle. Shox now needs to make the right play here. He thinks he's still by the truck. He's going to lose by time. He's just holding the angle. He's going to die after time.
Oh my god.
You see the patience, the trigger discipline. He sees him. And he waits 1 second to make his life even worse.
Did you guys take note of that setup with the HE for Tizian with the MP9? How the HE went down towards the short position, and then he posted up directly behind it under the dust.
Yep.
So it's like a tiny little one-way almost. With that, I think is a specific setup. That's actually sick.
Yeah, he had MP9. He knew that, in order to have a chance in the round, he had to be like almost up in the faces against that shot, and yeah,
I've never seen someone HE like that though to provide cover in spots like that though.
Yeah, it didn't look like Vitality could see him as easily as he could see them.
Yeah,
or at least he was much more ready for the fight.
He's like teleporting into an off-angle type thing, as far as they're concerned.
That was a great little mid-round play from Big. You can tell how many little details they've gone over that are just excellent to watch. And Vitality here taking a big hit. Zywoo does equip himself with that hero AK though, so there's always a chance, but the rest of his teammates will save behind it. A couple P250s and a Deagle, and they missed the Molotov early on. Zywoo given some free real estate, and that may come back to bite Surson here. He's already postured so aggressively, but will he expect this position from Zywoo to come out? Zywoo, aware of his angle, will be able to take him down. Great opening frag for him. And now he'll look to duel that player at connector. He knows that's where that nade just came from. And Vitality can just avoid Big at this point if they press on forward towards A. But look at this push from Tabson. Will Vitality be ready for it? Shox is at the position.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Shox going down there is a problem, and they're going to try to take down Tabson. They want this weapon. He's an isolated player. They want to take out his weapon, and they're going to do so. And Tizian's now found a great angle with the bomb. Oh, this is really, really bad for Vitality. They're able to steal away the bomb. I don't know if Tizian realizes that they just actually managed to make that happen whilst he was throwing nades. He's still in position, and Vitality are going to be planting on the B site.
Oh,
Wow.
This is weird. It's almost like they... Okay.
Yeah,
I'm kind of confused with that smoke. They kind of conceded their own position. He was in a strong spot there, but I think he was concerned. I don't think they knew that both players were in connector, so I think he was just trying to play it safe for his own self-preservation. So at least they've achieved that. But now Vitality are in more of a winning position. RPK with a scout, or something you say every day. That's a very nice grenade though. But Zywoo with the AK-47, yeah, problem, a big problem. And now RPK has an unknown angle. I don't think he's been spotted. Keto, he's moving around Monster. Maybe he was. He's looking all over the shop, actually. He has no idea where he is. He has no kits either. He's got to find him quickly. Otherwise, this round is over. How does this keep happening?
These rounds are so mad. But surely they can't force buy here. Their money is super wrecked, Big. I think Big will have to give it up now.
I have to give pause to that. Yeah, I have to just wait and see.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're relentless. They just keep going.
That's why
it.
it's wrecked.
The thing is,
Nothing to lose. Go for the force buy.
The thing is, any other team, and I would think that this is really silly, but like they have all these setups. They have so many ways to get kills out of these rounds.
Yeah, they give themselves
All
the
more
best
reason to
looks.
force buy.
Yes.
I'm glad you agreed, Dan.
Okay, Zywoo up short early on by himself. Now pushing on forward is Keto, but he's stopped by Apex, and it looks like Vitality are gaining control of the situation, but there's still good counter utility in place for the side of Big, but as soon as I say that, Tabson swings and his head is taken right off by Zywoo. Oh man, he's almost able to find the kill through the wall onto Xantares there, and it just leaves Tizian and Surson. There's not too much for them to do here, but Tizian will attempt it. They'll be supported by Surson as they find their first kill into the round. And now he's changing up his position towards this slope area, but excellent flash from Zywoo, supporting his teammates, leaving just Surson in the 1v4. And all right, a clean round for Vitality. The team with the better weaponry finally wins.
It was really important that Zywoo was able to keep the site cut in half there and stop more CTs from going towards those barrels where things can get weird and getting close to those smokes. It stayed alive and stopped them from being able to get into worrisome positions, which will keep Big on their best behavior now.
All right, 5 USPs. Often we see Big in spots like this just run at their opponents all as 5 when they really truly have a full save like this. But we shall see. I say 5 USBs, it's 4, and we have Xantares rocking the P2000.
I don't like that gun. It's too inaccurate. USP is so crisp, so clean.
Look how, well, I don't want to say use the word scared, but look how much respect Vitality have that they could do anything in any given round.
Yeah, Big has conditioned them over the last 3 maps to respect the 5 USP round. They have to treat it with care, because at any point Big can just swarm some side of the map proactively. Shox, though, will see one and falls off the angle. Okay, all right. Shox cleaning him up, but eventually he's taken down by Tizian. Nice 3K from him. But that's a recovered gun for Big.
Yeah, there's actually not many teams that will make a setup to try to like catch one player and then save the gun, but that is like a best case scenario for a round like this. So we'll see actually what Apex is going to be able to do here. He gets dinked straight away. Oh, he still manages to get the kill. But yeah, if Tizian can keep hold of this AK, that will be fantastic news for Big going into the next round. Always good to have an AK on the CT side, and also it will allow them to have, let's say if they do have a situation where maybe it's a force buy rounds later on, one player is going to have that extra bit of money, so maybe that player can get a rifle in that round, and that could be the difference.
You know, that's a good point that you mentioned about Big conditioning, Team Vitality, because it seemed like in this whole series, Big has guessed right on their ecos and anti-ecos and whatnot on where Vitality is going. And so Team Vitality has to slow it down. They have to make sure that they clear every angle, make sure they don't run into some nade stack. And it's just the adjustment that you have to do. You have to respect Big. I mean, they're here for a reason. They're good.
Oh. Big just half buying into this one.
It is so interesting how they go between like full out force buys and crazy bots to really wanting to make sure they have every like an actual full buy, not missing a single thing.
Yeah, they know the money of Vitality is probably pretty good right now, and it's not worth force buying if you're not going to win the round.
They managed to find the opening kill towards B side of the map, which will speed things up towards A for Vitality, and you know that's the second AK. So Big have utility for retake. Oh, that is savage from Masuta. He's very snappy, and he's gonna take some forward position around the bathrooms. That's very important. It's an interesting spot here for Big. Do they keep the AKs alive, or do they try to keep the pressure on the economy of Vitality and look for some exit kills? It looks like right now they have an opportunity to save a lot of the stuff that they're carrying. Tabson could certainly try to make some exit kills.
Absolutely save the AKs here. Much more important to have that one tap advantage, and it's going to give them more money in the long run, which may come in handy.
They're going to try to fight here, though. They're actually going to try to fight all three together. Oh, look at that swing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It really feels like there are some problems here. Vitality
Keto trying to
players.
execute onto the A bomb site. Sisballs taking the risks, and the AKs will be kept secure.
Good damage.
Well, that'll be a pretty juicy buy for round number 9. 2 AK-47s on a CT side to go along with 2 AWPs. Really is the big guns coming out for Big. No pun intended, I swear.
It's such a stark contrast too from like the way that most teams play the game. You don't see this many sort of saves and force buys, and then you don't see as many heavy buys at the same time. It's quite interesting. We'll see how these double orbs fare now against Vitality, who will get caught by the first one. There's Citizen with the fast timing.
Love that peak. It's so satisfying to do that as a sniper.
And what if Vitality may just have to execute onto the B bomb site, but with that opportunity not capitalized upon from Apex, that might... I mean, this puts Vitality in a really weird position. Do they just try to go all three out monster, or what do they do here?
Tabson's been free roaming around the toilets unchallenged this entire time as well, so Big can be fairly confident with their 3 players towards the B bomb site. You can see Keto's on long as well, so they basically have complete information. Vitality are not in a position to give Big any questions, really. Any relevant questions, anyway. As we head to the minute mark, Tabson starts to fall back, though, from the toilet's position, and Keto will fall back from A. Now, will they invest a 4th person into this B-bomb site? I wonder. Big are just biding their time, so that's why they fell back to re-smoke Monster from the A-bomb site, from CT spawn, which tells them, we know what you're doing. And at this point, I do wonder if Vitality might just save.
Yeah. That's such a beautiful smoke as well, like just the efficiency of Big and how they're using every single tool is really awesome to see, because as you say, that's something that, you know, a teammate has to go back to CT spawn to throw that, and it just completely kills the only option. As I said, hello. Speaking of which, they're going to try to make a desperate run to the A site. This is not going to work out, it seems, though. As Keto is holding position. He's going to annihilate all of them here. Oh no, RPK is in so much trouble. Keto knocks them all down. And
that's
they have a lot of money, so I guess they were just like, let's just try to do some damage.
I think it was a gamble reading that Big knew they were outside B. So I guess they were trying to take Big by surprise, which didn't quite work out for them. Yeah, noble effort, though.
I think when they saw the smoke from CT spawn, or that smoke come from A, they knew that Big was playing a defensive A setup at that point in the round, and so they just, you know, they had 20 seconds, 30 seconds left. They just decided to run up A, for the most part, at least. Didn't work out, but that's the idea behind it. And now Vitality, they have to figure out how to not get picked off by Big. Big has been doing such a good job this series. When Keto or Searson has an AWP, they usually find a fast pick, and then they can just fall back and make Vitality make the next move.
Yeah, Vitality have to be really on point with their nade procedures in order to take space away from those players you just mentioned, Eric, and keep their lives intact. You can see that Masuta there a little bit more careful, but early on, Searson wins the duel against ZywOo. 4v4 though, and this isn't too bad for Vitality. They do lose their star player, but they have good space right now. And this water control as well is very important for any T offense. But Big, they want it back. A little bit of a flash play.
Yeah, this is... Shox has to fall back because Connector was smoked and Big blew off the door to short B, which really compromised how much Shox could move. So that makes things very dangerous. We can see there is a smoke outside the door, but Big did a good job to compromise the position of Vitality in a short B position. And a quick two-burst from Xantares, who's ready for the third.
My goodness,
doing even more damage. Absolutely outstanding from Xantares. He really has come to life this week.
Oh my god,
I haven't seen this kind of Xantares since the Space Soldiers days.
he just ended that round.
he just took it in his own hands. He was like, no more.
That was like a 4K in like less than 6 or 7 seconds. He just annihilated everyone.
I think he used like 15 bullets or something. It was so fast. Maybe the last spray used some more, but it was so quick.
And that's the trouble. You get picked off. You force Vitality into an awkward side execute without any info. ZywOo's going for an aggressive peek towards his cow with AWP. This might not catch anyone off guard against Keto. He is ready for some move like that.
They're getting bodied in short B. Big really being aggressive in short B round after round because they know how much Vitality want that, and it's proving very costly for Vitality as we move towards the last rounds of the first half.
It's a really good point because it does clearly throw Vitality off their game. We've seen them in these spots constantly where they're like, well, we can't actually get to our game plan. We have to keep creating other things on the fly, and that's Big playing perfectly, because if you ever are able to make the other team unable to play the style that they want to play, you're already winning one of the biggest battles that there is. That battle for playing in the zone and in your comfort. Big are winning that one. And Keto, he's actually going to leg. Shox there. They're going to try to force the issue. Xantares though, already spraying. Winding it up before they come through, but they managed to trade onto the site, and they actually should be able to get a post plant here now, with Shox and Apex left alive.
25 seconds on the clock, and they won't be needed because the final kills will come through, and Vitality are back in black, back on the attack, back in the lead by just one round over Big, who will be back on the bye. Plenty of money for both squads. This has been a great series. Let's not forget, if you're just joining us late, Vitality started 1-0 up as their winner's bracket advantage, but we have reached the 2-2 point. We're in the 5th and final map, technically speaking. Although it's the 4th map today, of course. And it seems Vitality will have bigger presence towards the A-bomb site on this occasion. Searson avoids the HE, and he will make a connection of RPK, maybe saved by the playground wall.
Taps in. No. His timing is off there. His timing is definitely off, and he's going to get caught out by that, and that's a welcome advantage early in the round for Vitality. They've not had too many of these 5v4 advantages, and they're going to run this very deep towards the A-bomb sites, and this is starting to get a little bit scary for Big, losing more players. Now Tizian is just in amongst these smokes. He's going to get a lot of value from that. That does allow a chance here. He does get traded out by ZywOo, but it's only a 3v2 advantage for Vitality now. Perhaps feels more manageable for Big, especially now that they've got Searson lurking, but ZywOo seems to understand exactly what's going on. What an intelligent play from ZywOo, waiting for that push from Searson, and that's going to leave Keto in no man's land with this AWP.
Man, how does
ZywOo's first kill was through the wall as well. It was through the wall with a smoke up. Absolutely ridiculous. And now Keto is going to have to rotate to finish off this 1 versus 3. Both players making their way towards the site. There's so much utility though, and Zywoo, I'm sure, will be posted up soon. A bomb's been planted, so he's got half a second to get into a spot, or maybe he doesn't. Repositioning, but now RPK has all the information, and Keto most certainly does not. Doesn't know the status of the inside of the toilets, or long, or truck, or bank, or the garbage. So many problems for him. Down to the USP, and RPK is just there in a no man's land spot, off angle, to finish off the round for Vitality. But it was a great trade from Zywoo through the wall in the first place.
Man, I wish Keto really picked up a rifle in that situation. If you wanted to go, pistol out, might as well just pick up a rifle and do that, right?
Yeah, that was
a little weird.
That was a crazy angle from RPK, though. That
Yeah.
that's a much needed round victory. To just bank it all on a crazy off angle like that, it's just not going to expect it. Cool stuff coming out. Zywoo opening pick onto Tabson. Big on one of their scary half-buy rounds, but already the man advantage is taken by Vitality, and they're slowing things down once again. Shox does have this MAC-10, and he may be greeted with a couple of oncoming pistols. Will he be able to find these kills, though? Oh, yes, there it is.
Go.
Frags accomplished. $1,200 gained.
And throughout a lot of these marginal spots, it seems like Vitality are really coming out ahead here. They couldn't even get a 10-5 finish. It's looking like it's not too far out of the question at this point. They're going to have pretty good money if they, assuming they don't lose any additional players in this round, and that's going to give them the safety to make sure they always have full buys. And Big, on the other hand, they've had a lot of situations which almost went their way, and they've had a lot of positions of having a wonky economy on this CT side. It has been quite uncomfortable, and I think if they could get to at least 6 rounds, they could be somewhat happy. But generally speaking, it is quite difficult to do what Vitality have done here and to pick up so many rounds on the T side.
Yeah, it's weird because it feels like Big is kind of winning, but the score says otherwise. Like, Vitality grinding out these rounds by rounds.
This is not a great buy for Big either. Xantres is on a FAMAS. There's not too much utility on all of the players. The double op does come out, though, and that always means Big has a huge opportunity in this round. But Vitality have been doing a great job with their nade protocols in order to take space away, especially at that A bomb site early on. It seems like the ops have had the most success at B, especially challenging that short position for Big, so we'll see if Vitality give them that opportunity once again.
Smoking the short B tunnel. Oh, they're going to go right through the Molotov. Their own Molotov, in fact, so fast is Shox. Gets taken down, though, by Tizian. How much work can he get done from this position? The assist of Xantares will hold the ground as Tizian capitalizes through the smoke. And they're looking quite good here now, Big, on this hold. I don't know what the hell's going to have to happen to find... Okay, just above the smoke, up on the sandbags. Maybe that's the play. But... the trade is through, and it leaves Zywoo in a 1v3. Scratch that. 1 versus 2. As Zywoo takes another. And the bomb is well and truly lost at the moment. It is on the B site. And so the CTs know that Zywoo has to get to B one way or the other. And there's pretty much just 2 ways he can do that. Either Monster Tunnel or short. So for the CTs, this is a comfortable position to be in.
Never comfortable against Zywoo because it's Zywoo. The tech 9 flows. Oh, half a chance. I never consider a round 1 if Zywoo is alive, but this one certainly will be. I feel like Big have been caught out in like the last 3-4 rounds, just in positions which makes them look kind of silly. I guess repositioning for like worst case scenarios or so on, or just running around. That could have been worse for them. It could have, it could have led to a loss some of the time, but here we are. We're in the last round of the first half now. We've got a tactical pause while Vitality try to pull away to 9 and Big try to close the round to just 1.
That's a good point that you make about Big looking kind of hilly on their moves, because at the start of this map, it looked like Big was being overly confident, pushing everywhere. As soon as, they don't hear anything at Monster, you have one person pushing out Monster. And I think Vitality recognized that and just started slowing down their choke points a little bit and using their lurkers to their maximum ability to stop these pushes from the CT side. And it's been working. Ever since they made that little adjustment, the Big has not found too many early picks.
I think we've had a 7-8 first half in at least 3 maps, or 2 maps in this series, and a Dust 2 and Mirage were 7-8 first halves. I forget.
Yeah, it's every half's been pretty...
Oh, I think Inferno as well, actually. I want to say. Oh, what was that 10-5? I forget now. Either way, these guys are playing very close amongst themselves, and really doing the justice of hitting this best of 5 grand finals. Oh, the snap there from Searson didn't look as confident as you wanted to see it. Oh, the lineup though, that makes up for it for Tapson, and all of a sudden it's looking really good for Big. 4 versus 1 now. I just don't. It's just so hard to call these situations. How could you even predict that happening?
And that collapsed like an imploding star, leaving Zywoo alone with the bomb on long. And now Shox is in a 1 versus 4. Well, there's a nice burst to take Xantares out, but again, as we said earlier, anyone from Big can clutch. So while that's a big name taken out, there are still 3 dangerous players remaining with 2 AWPs. He looks to... Oh, the pre-fire. Tapson still alive, though. 30 seconds. He really has to go full Rambo mode on fast forward to have a chance to win this round. This smoke off the choke point, which kind of commits him to the long play. But Keto will finish off the job. At half-time, Big are 7 rounds to the 8 of Vitality. Who's taking this final? Find out after the break.
And here we go, the final half. Unless we get to overtimes, of course, of this best of 5 grand final between Big and Team Vitality. It's really hard to separate these 2 teams. Team Vitality, obviously, have been the strongest team in the tournament thus far, and that is why they were, gifted as a result of their success in the upper bracket. That 1 map advantage in this best of 5. But here we are on the final map, and Big's adjustments and their quirky playstyle has certainly been has been profoundly impactful in this series so far. And they're looking for that B rush off the back of some light utility here, Tizian. Oh, just checking if there's a timing of a push there through connector. And instead, actually, Vitality pushing short B.
He's got the Victoria's Secret CZ. He's ready.
The Tiger Stripe.
Doing a quick butcher's hook. Did Tapson see any of that? It's hard to tell with the outline. Well, they're really biding their time here, Big. They're all poised for B. The train's gone past twice. It's worth noting. 50 seconds remain. And Xantares is just creeping towards this A bomb site. And he's kind of fishing with this P250. With 40 seconds on the clock, but we can see Shox is starting to flank, and they're going in dry. The grenade has been deployed towards the balcony. I do believe there's a flashbang, but into a crossfire they go. And Misbuta is going to run out of bullets. Zywoo on the way, still with a CZ up. Now he's been taken down, leaving Apex in 1 HP. Now he's 9 HP, leaving Shox in a 1 versus 3. There's so much going on at once, and again, it's Shox in the clutch. We haven't seen one just yet. Not with the pistols, at least, from Overpass. 1v3. Tizian and Tapson are pretty low, so one must be careful. I'm sure Shox will be aiming for the head, so that might give them half a chance. Maybe it won't. Tizian taken out immediately. You can see Tapson hiding on the balcony. They are playing very defensively. Searson is full health. Around in CT behind the wall. Shox looking for the trade fragger, and they are nowhere to be seen. And Shox does not have a kit either, so this is going to be real difficult. He's hiding by the sandbags, but how does he win the round though? It's a nice 1-tap, but I don't think he's going to be winning the round from this. Searson will chase. And Shox will try to save his Kevlar. Searson will do the same. That was a very interesting pistol round.
Yeah, I like that from Big. They sent out Xantares to kind of scout out to see if Vitality was stacking anywhere or maybe overstacked towards a certain choke point. And as soon as Xantares made some contact towards the A bathrooms, they pretty much flash peeked, rushed the B players. And just overwhelm them. It's very simple, but it was methodical. It was good.
And Big looking to go for an all-out B rush here.
Oh, there's actually 4 Vitality players at B right now.
Yeah, ready for this. Oh, teasing Tabson. Just trying to do what he can to attract some attention. And Swing comes out from Monster at the same time. Good initial kills found. They've got to get all the kills here very quickly. The CTs are really racking up the damage. So there with the smoke trying to make his way around. Using that Deagle to try to find an extra kill, but it just won't come his way. As Shox has been on fire in this series so far. And this is a scary situation with that P250. You can't count him out as he dodges back around all over the place here, trying to get the kills. And he was so close, but Big will take the round. And that was a scary one there. Vitality now on the full save, though. Actually, they don't have to be. Shox actually has $5,000.
Yeah, he might end up buying a pistol. I don't know. I don't think Vitality should. I don't think they should force buy, though.
3 flashes.
You want ops on this map. You want ops.
He dropped some PT50s as well.
There you go.
Three flashes and a dream.
Tizian
be creeping. He be creeping. Oh, they're going to get stuck in a tunnel as the flash comes out. No, they'll be beyond it already, but Zywoo is going to do the damage. He's taken 2 out. There's more flashes.
Oh, no.
Stops him from holding the angle. Looking for a better weapon, Zywoo, trying to do more damage, but the aim punch, he's got no Kevlar. It will be painful. Apex tries to hop over. Both CTs in the same place now. Sisson's pretty low here, so he really needs to play with his teammates. You can see Apex moving towards the barrel, trying to bait for Shox, who has the pistol, only the pistol. Sisson taking a back seat for the time being. He has a Molotov that he could deploy towards barrels later on. In fact, he will hear the rotation. You can see him using a directional sound. In the meantime, Shox is going to not take him out in the back. Sisson will prevail, as will Big. They'll be first to 10 rounds. Vitality doing pretty good damage, all things considered. Not too much invested into that round.
Yeah, it was a nice pop flash from Shox and Team Vitality. I'm sure Zywoo's maybe kicking himself just a little bit, trying to find that AK or whatnot, instead of having a gun and then running away to play safe. Because if Zywoo survived that spot, Vitality had a good chance of coming out with the win in that round.
Well, Big 2 rounds ahead of Vitality now, as Vitality bring about their first big buy. And we'll see whether or not now it is the case that Vitality can start taking over this match. It's going to be difficult, given that Big don't seem to really be ever like super predictable. They've got a lot of different looks, some more simple than others. Oh, RPK taking massive damage there towards the barrel's position. Good timing found by Masuta. Can't get the kill though. Oh my god, so much damage exchanged by these 2 teams here. Oh, Santaris just walks out of Monster. He's going to find the frag, the entry kill, and he's not done just yet. He's an absolute machine as he entries his way forwards on the B side. Eventually he's dealt with, but it leaves just 2, Apex and Shox, as they look to try to anchor these positions. Apex in a fantastic spot there, able to sneak up on them, but it's up to Shox once again, and it's just simply too much. 11-8 now is Big. Wipe out the buy round of Team Vitality.
That was such a labored B hit from Big, but Xantares was able to come up huge as he scales onto that bomb site there. It looked like Vitality were actually finding good timings for a little bit of a pushback, some aggression at short, for example, but man, Big just made it all work. That kind of layered nade approach towards the barrel's position, taking out RPK as well, was such an excellent way to find an entry for Big. You can see that their tactics really supplement their skill.
And it's pretty good from Santaris to kind of lurk out that monster, because I'm sure Vitality's a little used to Big tossing smokes, flashes, and then taking it. But with no smokes or flashes, really kind of that initial, hey, we're taking this, caught some players off guard, because it's pretty much Santaris just doing his thing. It complements the set pieces if you're able just to contact lurk out somewhere.
It really is starting to feel like Vitality might not be able to recover here. It's a little bit early to call that, obviously, because they'll have some more buy rounds left. But I feel like I've never seen them in this much trouble over the course of this tournament so far. That said, we have seen them in spots where it has been troubling. There has been some moments in a series, but never the final map. Obviously, they haven't dropped a series. We had that one really close game that they played against OG on Overpass. But even though they were it was so close, it still felt like they were in control. Here, Big feels like they're firmly in control right now. So I'm curious what we'll see from Vitality on the next gun rounds to sort of bring things back.
They'll be able to bring an AK into the upcoming round at the bare minimum. BK should just be escaping with that one. Looks like he's made his way all the way into T-spawn. Some good positions taken by Apex and ZywOo as well to try to find some more damage, perhaps another kill. Keep the economy honest for Big.
Guess the exit strategy for Big is already secured with 3 players in the toilets. RPK may look to help his team pick up another rifle. Like a standoff, like they have an idea. We think you're there. Swing. Apex will get traded at least, so that protects the weapon. That's the important thing. AWP still in hand. Big now with a 4-round lead over Vitality. They've made it all the way to the final map, starting a map down, let's not forget, with that winner's bracket advantage. But here they are. I had a feeling, man. It's kind of crazy to pick Big in that situation, but some of us believed.
It was at the interview with Toby yesterday, that Big's coach, that did it for me. Just that I knew that we would see a better look from Big against Vitality. I didn't know how much better, but it's looking real good at the moment. Shocks, he's been really good for Vitality this series. He's going to get flashed into the playground. He's typically the bathrooms player. We've got some nade work here, doing a lot of damage to both Misuta and Apex, who are kind of stacking for info towards bathrooms. Over towards short B from the B side.
Look at the immediate response from Big. Going into B immediately, they know they have no choice, and the longer they wait, the worse it's going to get for them. They'll make it pretty bad for Vitality, though, unless the barrel spray can get something done. Hasn't been detected just yet. Pre-fire is there, though. Very good awareness from Big, and indeed, the map control towards Playground just forced the hand of Big. As soon as their player died, you could see on the radar, I think there was some potential movement towards short B as well, but they just went through Monster, just forced their way into that bomb site. Again, the longer they wait, the worse it gets. Didn't allow Vitality to respond further, and just brute forced around.
Xantares is on fire with these entries right now.
He's got to be the best entry fragger in the world, swinging from Monster Tunnel.
Yeah.
I feel confident enough to say that. Because some of the stuff that only he can do, is just so disgusting, and he makes that advantage, that right eye advantage, look so overpowering.
This is a rough spot for Vitality. That last round felt like a must-win, and now this one definitely is. ZywOo will have an AWP. Shocks may be able to go glass cannon here and equip a second. And they might have to, because this B defense has been a little shaky for Vitality. They need to find some answers, because right now Xantares is on a warpath into that B bomb site seemingly every round, and there's nothing that Vitality have thrown at him that has even slowed him down.
Yeah, it's looking like Big have this unstoppable momentum at the moment. Vitality, they need to figure out how to approach this. It seems so difficult for Vitality to take initiative. It feels like that's always taken away from them.
Yeah, the timing and spacing for Big makes it look like it's every fight for Vitality is a big, just heartache. Too much of a struggle here. Big making it look easy.
And they really slowed the pace down here, Big. They've been going quite quickly towards this water and B, but we're seeing a much slower approach here, perhaps anticipating that Vitality might change something, but in reality, Vitality just playing passive. Oh, that's scary. That's really scary. Oh, wow. Oh,
there we go. Oh, okay.
Forced into it. It's a shame for
Can
CS.
spray that position with AKs as well. You never see it though. And Shocks is in trouble now. Now he's in very deep water because he's dead. He's drowning. 3 on 3. Now, have they identified how many players were on this B bomb site? Problem might be though that ZywOo is the one on the A bomb site. 30 seconds remain as he chooses to fall back, translate safe with his team. Does he go for a default shot? He does. Doesn't make a connection though. falls back from bank, having a quick look, see if anybody's around him. From the bank stairs, you can hold across to the truck, but not really necessary for now. Apex is going to swing. Stereo frags for Tabson and Tizzy, and a double T's leaving RPK to scurry away. And big move to 14. Almost double the score of their opponent. It will be if they continue their run to victory. Vitality have got to figure out a way to stop the bleeding because they are hemorrhaging at the moment.
I don't even know if there is a way. Even if you know what Big is exactly doing, their spacing and timing and aim is just so superior at the moment. It's just like they look unstoppable. They literally look unstoppable.
It just seems like Vitality they're unable to find. Like, we haven't really seen an example where they've taken away an important portion of map control that Big need in that particular round, where then Big have to adjust. But if you looked at it from the first half, Big were able to do that. They were able to like cause pause in Vitality, where Vitality were like, oh crap, you've actually taken away water control right now. We actually needed that, so let's try to figure something else out.
Yeah, it feels like when Big lose any space on the map, they have an instant response. It doesn't even necessarily need to be a retake of that position. It's just they'll just force the issue at somewhere else because they know there's some other spot on the map that's a little bit weaker. This time, Vitality are making a real case for themselves at A. They have 4 players in position to fight, 2 from long, 1 from the party position, and that might set things off. Zywoo fighting, but man, Big,
wow.
you just can't
Oh
stop
my
them.
God.
Just
Shut it down.
deleting everybody. Shox has to put up a great fight at this connector spot. But it looks like Big will just avoid him now as he makes his way towards B.
Smart by
It's like they're a
Shox.
virus. There's no immunity, man. They're just taking over everything.
Shox with a very fast reset there. Able to play with Apex here. They can still win this round. Apex drops Tizzy and there's still a couple left though. And oh, beautiful stuff from Apex, holding his own there in the fights. Able to win 2 1v1s, leaving it on Searson now. Great shot from Searson, up to Shox now.
My God.
Can he finish him off? He's managed to ring his bell, but he's got to get another couple bullets in Searson. Searson though so deadly, and he's being teased. Oh, just barely able to escape behind cover for another shot. Can Shox figure this one out? He actually dives off into the stairs, takes some damage. Doesn't really matter too much at this point as he's up against the AWP. As he repositions, Searson's going to be forced to plant. And he has to take a lot of time here to cover all these positions, as Shox could truly be anywhere at this point. And Searson's going to be committed to planting. How does he do this? Does he try to fake, or will he just go for the hold? He fakes it, he jumps up, dice, and Shox is going to finish him off. Really well played from Shox in this round. Let's not forget where Shox started, in connector, in this round.
What about Apex, bro? He did work on that site.
He did.
That was outrageous. That was so sick from, to be honest, that round was sick from both teams.
Yeah.
Like all the players trying to clutch towards the end, that was nuts. Consider me entertained.
Shox actually fooled Searson completely there. Just jumping into CT spawn.
So
Searson
funny.
thought he was around that truck to the very bitter end, and Shox was able to find the flank. That is
It's great.
so impressive. Shox's mind for this game is incredible.
With a triple nade over the boost, catching no one from Vitality. Looks like a little default from Big, trying to work some noise or get some info here at this monster / water position. Xantares is listening around for rotates while the monster guys are making a distraction. But the bomb is in water. Masuda doesn't see anyone in the water. They might think that it's lacking over here, but that's not the case.
Man, that could have been a kill going either way. Oh, wow, the positioning here. They're just ready for the plays from Vitality, it seems. The reads from Big are excellent right now. And Vitality are in a they need Zywoo more than ever right now to come out with something huge here. He's on the AWP. He is, at the moment, on the A-bomb side, though, very passive. They really want to make sure that he's left in the rounds to clutch, if possible, to anchor that A site. Shox might get a catch towards bathrooms, And he's just a little bit too slow. But Masuta holds things down towards this B side as the attack is initiated. And he's going to try to play from the water position. Oh, he's so good right now. Oh, Masuta, he's going to make it even better here for his team as he holds things down. He got a quad kill there. That is a heroic effort from Masuta. Shox finishes it off, collects the AWP, and Vitality, even though they conceded a bomb plant, they're still in the game.
That was amazing by Masuta. That was with a FAMAS, by the way, against the full gun round from Big. That is crazy stuff from him. I can't believe he found that second kill on that player on ramp. That was looking like it was all Big's round.
It kind of shows you how good Big's been doing, that Vitality needs plays like this to win rounds. It's not the teamwork. It's just insane individual skill that is kind of overcoming some of these round deficit from Team Vitality.
I gotta say again, like I want to give shout-outs to Shox because the position that he plays, like bathrooms and so on, he has to make so many decisions and reads on the map so like actively, and he's been great, having great movement that's really saved Vitality in many situations, and that's great to see out of such a legend that has had has been slumping for a long time effectively, but not anymore. He is back. But can Vitality as a team bring themselves back against Big? That's another question entirely. It feels like this game is on a knife's edge for Vitality. Any one thing could go wrong and it could really send them spiraling into a loss here in this grand finals. Big with the slower pace once again, defaulting around 8. They have also got water control, so Big are in a really good position.
$50 seconds on the clock. Now, this smoke's going to be extremely painful for someone.
Oh.
But for... Oh, wait a minute. Who shot that? Oh, okay. I think that was a tease. I'm pretty sure it was. Shots moving around up close. He manages to ring the bell, but Kito and Tabson clean out the A bomb site. Masuta turns to try and clutch it. So far, so good. Can he get the multi-frag? He's got to fall back from the Molotov. Down to 5 HP. Being alive, so important. 3 versus 4. Oh, we've got grenades all over the place. Masuta finally finished off Apex, looking for the biggest transfer of all time, but they're all behind the wall. Apex and RPK now. Then any more grenades, and now it's just Apex. Still going to go for it, and it's not going to work out for him. Match point for Big.
Here we go. Big are almost there. This would be such a crazy win. Coming up from that lower bracket run, Big looking to topple Vitality in this grand finals on the final map. This is not a good look on the buy for Vitality. MP9's out, UMP for Masuta.
Saiwu on the CZ. This is a tough round for Vitality. They're playing 3 towards A, so at least they're taking some initiative in the round. But they need to be flawless here. And it looks like they'll try to stop this short tunnel push from Xantarez with that boost. But, oh, wow.
They were looking for it.
Yeah, Xantarez was ready for it, and I think the player from Connector might have even flashed as well to dismantle the boost. Masuta, though, gets aggressive towards water, and he'll be stopped by Xantarez, who's been excellent thus far in this game. 5v4 advantage for Big, and they're taking so much space towards long already.
With an M4, maybe even a FAMAS, he probably gets that kill. Or even an MP9, but we'll see Kito lurking. Saiwu wins that battle. Okay, another dig comes through, and man, it's looking really hard for Vitality, but somehow they're still in this round. 2 versus 2, Shox and Apex, and I believe there are gun upgrades that are definitely available to them to try to make this work out. I don't know that there's a kit available anywhere, so they're going to have to be quick with this one. Tabson's already lurking around. Apex is going to take down Searson, leaving just Tabson around the bathrooms. They don't know where he is, and he's got all the information. He has all of the information right now. Easy kill onto Apex, but now it's the 1v1. Shox with the MP9 against Tabson on the AK-47. Shox, he has been so intelligent in this game so far. He's going to do something magnificent here. He's just going to go for the push here with the MP9.
Oh my goodness!
He's done that! But does he have time?
You cannot be serious.
He doesn't have the kit. That's it. Big have taken the series. There's no kit for Shox. It was a good effort, but it's not good enough. And that's going to be 16-10. Big will take this series, this grand finals against Team Vitality. And that is honestly an incredible run from them.
Big just played amazing.
Delivers.
Everything they did was better than Vitality, spacing, teamwork, individual skill. Just all there. It was all there.
The composure from Big is worthy of a championship here. It felt like every single play they had initiative, they took some kind of direction together, and there was never any hesitation.
They played incredibly well. It's actually kind of mind-blowing and so unexpected to see the level that they showed us here. We'll have to take a quick little break to catch our breaths, and then we'll be back with some post-match analysis.